The PC industry is in a slump amid a global craze for mobile devices. Indeed, will the life of the PC end? President Park Geun-hye visits Germany along with the largest ever economic delegation. What are the accomplishments from the trip and measures to strengthen economic cooperation with Germany? From a smartphone, segue to unmanned helicopter drone. All of them use the same technology. What is the principle of gyroscope, a device that maintains balance? You can make your own 3D avatar in just a second of scanning. We introduce the real 3D body measurement technology. What are the sacred sites in North Korea that its people and foreign tourists must visit? And what is the North Korean government's intention of creating these sacred sites?
Hello, I'm Andrew Salmon and welcome to Bizline. Now the world has gone mobile. Scenes of people working, communicating and playing on mobile devices like smartphones and tablets are now commonplace anywhere and everywhere. But there is a downside to this mobile madness. Sales of PCs, the personal computers once used in all homes and offices, are falling. So, does the dawn of the mobile era spell the end of the PC era? Well, not necessarily.
The introduction of smartphones has changed our lives in so many ways. With faster distribution of smartphones, there are many electronic devices that have been replaced. People are buying fewer digital cameras and televisions, and the personal computer is no exception to this. Most of the tasks handled by a computer are now being done by mobile devices, such as smartphones and tablet PCs.
아무래도 스마트폰으로 인터넷을 많이 사용하다 보니까 집에 와서는 컴퓨터 사용 빈도가 많이 줄은 것 같아요.
PC가 처음 나타난 거는 1980년대 초입니다. 게임기 같이 보였던 애플이 나왔었고, 그 다음에 이제 IBM이 개방형 아키텍처에 기반의 PC, IBM PC를 만들었죠. 2003, 4년 정도까지는 아마 PC 시장 자체의 스탁으로 보면은 가장 많은 PC가 전 세계에 보급됐던 시기가 아닌가 싶습니다. 자, 그 이후부터가 이제 서서히 모바일 기기들이 나타나기 시작했죠.
In Korea, the computer distribution rate is dropping fast. The computer distribution rate reached 80% in 2006, and by 2013, dropped to 62%. PC industry giving way to mobile devices can be seen on the global front. IBM sold its PC business to China's Lenovo. Sony also sold off its Vaio PC division. It's been a while since Apple has moved the focus of its business to the iPhone. Many PC manufacturers have reduced their PC operations and expanded into the mobile business.
신제품이 시장에 출시돼가지고 이렇게 이제 확산됐다가 안정 단계, 포화 단계로 가는 그런 이제 주기를 겪게 되잖아요. 근데 PC는 이미 이제 안정 단계에 들어선 거죠. 이제 그렇게 되면 시장에는 벌써 공급자가 굉장히 많다는 거고, 또 시장은 포화가 거의 됐다는 거고, 또 실질적으로 마진은 거의 없어졌다, 이렇게 보는 게 맞습니다.
The slump in the PC business began in 2008, affected by the global financial crisis. Since then, the introduction of smartphones and tablet PCs became the reason for the downfall of the PC business. According to a market research firm, IDC, last year's PC output was 315,100,000 units, which was a drop of 9.8% from the previous year. The falling trend is expected to continue until 2018. On the other hand, tablet PCs and other mobile devices are showing a sharp rise in sales. Output of tablet PCs in 2013 rose 50.6% from 2012, exceeding the number of notebook PCs. Smartphones also showed 38.4% growth. Does this mean that the PC industry will continue to fall? There is still the need for the PC, so experts expect the market to remain for some time.
사실은 전통적인 의미의 PC 시장을 그냥 고수하기는 어려울 겁니다. 그러면 이제 새로운 형태를 찾아가야 되는데, 자, 그렇다고 해서 업무 환경에서 스마트폰이나 웨어러블을 가지고 업무를 볼 수는 없지 않겠습니까? 그 얘기는 전통적인 데스크탑 PC는 시장이 크진 않지만 업무용 시장에서는 오히려 그 자체 기능을 강화한 PC가 새로운 모습으로 필요할 수도 있다라고 얘기할 수 있는 거죠.
Mobile devices cannot yet replace PCs in office work environments. Thus, manufacturers are concentrating on PCs specializing in corporate use.
최근 3, 4년간 PC 시장이 다양한 스마트기기 시장 잠식으로 다소 어려웠던 게 사실입니다. 그렇지만 지난 4분기부터 일반 소비자 시장은 다시 성장하는 추세로 있고요. 기업용, 그러니까 커머셜 시장도 올 하반기부터는 경기 회복과 함께 다시 성장 추이로 돌아설 것으로 예상하고 있습니다.
Notebook PCs are especially in a fierce battle with the tablet PC. Manufacturers are competing to introduce ultra-thin notebooks, promoting big screens and lighter weights.
저희 같은 경우는 올인원 PC나 초경량화된 제품인 그램, 태블릿과 PC의 장점을 결합한 탭북 등 다양한 프리미엄 라인업으로 PC 시장에 새로운 제품들을 많이 선보이고 있습니다.
Last year, Trigem introduced a PC with 70-inch display that also has a TV function. On outlook that existing desktops won't have a chance in the home use, companies are introducing models that can interchange between PC and TV.
컴퓨팅 시장은 줄어드는 게 아니라 다양화되고 있다고 보고 있습니다. 결국 스마트폰도 피처폰에 컴퓨팅 기능을 얹어서 히트를 쳤듯이 저희는 고객의 니즈가 고화질 컨텐츠를 크게 보고 싶다는 것으로 분석하여 이 제품을 기획하게 되었습니다.
Mini PCs that allow easy change of display devices and 2-in-1 PCs are some of the concepts keeping PCs evolving.
두께를 슬림하게 만들거나 무게를 획기적으로 줄인 디자인 측면에서 변화된 제품이나 기능적인 측면으로 보자면 부팅 시간을 줄이거나 사용자의 사용 패턴을 맞춤화된 제품들이 대세가 될 것으로 보입니다.
새로운 위기에 직면해가지고 쪼그러드는 산업, 그러니까 위축이 되는 산업은 그때가 바로 혁신할 때라는 거죠. 그러면 기존의 PC 산업은 지금이 늦었을지도 모릅니다. 기존의 데스크탑 기능을 강화하면서도 뭔가 혁신적 제품, 더 용도에 딱 맞게 강화한 제품들이 나와야 된다. 그래서 기존의 제조사들은 아마 그런 의미에서 새로운 노력들, 또 새로운 시도들을 해야 될 거라고 생각합니다.
The demand for traditional PCs with square body shapes and 20-inch monitors is slowing down. PC manufacturers that are losing out to mobile devices are working hard to survive fierce competition the innovative way.
The late President Park Geun-hye used West Germany's Miracle on the Rhine as one of the blueprints for South Korea's Miracle on the Han. But that was way back in the early 1960s. More recently, another Korean economic delegation has returned from Germany. This one was led by President Park Geun-hye, the late president's daughter. So, do the experiences of 21st century Germany hold important lessons for modern Korea? Moreover, what was the outcome of the recent trip? To answer these questions, we have with us today the president of the Korea-German Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Thomas Geyer. Thomas, welcome to Bizline.
Thank you very much, Andrew. It's my pleasure to talking with you.
Okay, so you were recently in Germany with the Korean delegation. Just briefly tell us, what was the feeling, what was the mood, what was the ambience towards President Park and the Koreans in Germany?
Just to summarize, I think it was really a fantastic atmosphere.
Yep.
Whenever Germany and Korea meet on different levels, on government level or on business level, it's a meeting between two countries who share the same basic or core values.
Yeah.
It's a meeting between countries who share similar experiences, in many terms even same experiences. So I think it was a meeting between friends.
Okay.
And that was also my feeling that I could catch in Berlin, a very friendly, open discussion.
Okay. In that case, this was very much an economically focused trip. It was an economic delegation with 105 people. Those are large numbers. I'm often a bit leery about how much comes out of these trips at the other end. What was the actual outcome of the trip in terms of agreements signed and deals done?
I think there were deals on several levels. If you talk about business level, for example, there were agreements on how to support small and medium-sized enterprises, even here in Korea.
Which is critical for Korea now, yeah.
Korea is quite interested to learn a little bit from Germany's raw model on these things. But also there were more discussions and agreements signed to cooperate on the education side, or even to cooperate in the consultation of preparation for reunification.
We'll come to that in a moment. Okay. Now, as we noted in the intro, the sort of West German economic model of building your industry around sort of motorways and infrastructure, autobahns, these force you to create an auto industry. An auto industry needs steel, it needs components, it needs fuels and so on. This model was very successfully used by President Park Geun-hye back in the 60s to industrialize what was then a very, very poor nation. But of course that was then, this is now. What do you think of the lessons that modern Germany holds for South Korea?
First of all, I think today both countries can learn from each other. So not only that Germany is providing lessons learned, but also on the other side, Korea holds many experiences, lessons that we in Germany or in Europe, let's say, also can learn from Korea. Now, talking about the more practical lessons, let's call them, that Germany might hold, I think we have some quite good experiences on the support for small and medium-sized enterprises, as already mentioned.
Yeah.
They need a full set of measures. One of them is also the ability to find well-trained people.
Yeah.
This is the same in Germany as well as in Korea.
It's all about HR for the smaller companies. I mean, but you know, Germany is known as a great incubator of these small companies, these hidden champions. You know, what's the secret?
Yeah, actually, I don't know if there is any secret about it.
Okay.
Maybe it is really also due to some historic developments in Germany or in Europe, where many handcrafted business owners built up their business over decades and even centuries.
And this was passed down within families and villages and so on.
Exactly. So maybe we just had a little bit more time to develop our industries, our businesses. But if you look in today's hidden champion or small and medium-sized businesses, I think they are all characterized by family-owned businesses, which focuses on niche markets. And in those niche markets, they are really strong, they are really competitive, and that is mostly their strength, very customer-oriented. So even in Korea, we know it's a very raw model which could fit to the country.
This economy. Yeah, okay. Let's move away from Korea and, let's move back to Korea and let's talk about the experience of German business here. Now, how active right now are your members? How active are German investors and companies in this economy?
German investors are quite active on the Korean market, not only since the recent years, but over the last decades. I mean, last year we already could celebrate the 130th anniversary of diplomatic and trade relations between our countries. So this expresses that German businesses is very interested in the market here, but also interested in supplying raw material or goods for the Korean production. We know Korea is very strong in some areas, in automotive area as well as electronics. And in this area, many Korean many German companies invest a lot and do a lot of business here.
Understood. Okay. Now, if you're a German company doing business here in Korea, what do you see as some of the risks or some of the barriers to business?
I think really what is the key factor of success of a company is to have a stable and reliable environment. This is not only the market, but also the legal framework.
We're talking about the regulatory and bureaucratic situation, right?
Exactly that. And
does that exist in Korea right now, a stable and predictable regulatory environment?
Of course, on the one hand, we have to say Korea is a very well-settled country with an existing law system that you always can rely on. So there are no really basic requirements. But in recent years, we could monitor that frequently and without advance notice, some regulation are changed. I just remember recently the ruling of the Supreme Court of Korea on the ordinary wages. This imposes a huge impact on companies here, and if such changes happen too frequently, then investors might double think of their investment in a market.
Okay. Now, this is a problem which, of course, is all wrapped up in the Korea-EU FTA, the free trade agreement, which is now in full, the implementation is fully underway. Do you think the Europeans are satisfied with the way this agreement is being executed on the ground here?
I think the Europe-Korea FTA was really a landmark deal, a very important deal for our economies, as well in Korea, as well as in Europe. Most businesses really highly welcomed that. And
are you seeing an increase in German businesses into Korea since the FTA?
We could monitor such increases in certain areas. Car are one examples. Other examples are even food and beverages. I remind you on the German beer, which is increasingly imported.
Well, that's a personal
here.
interest of mine, but let's talk about that after the interview.
Yep. So at the end, it was really beneficial because it did reduce or minimize tariffs, import tariffs and regulations existing that hinder the free trade between the countries.
Now, I know that the South Korean side is not fully satisfied with this deal, largely, of course, because much of the EU has been in recession since the deal was ratified and implemented. From where you're sitting, do you think the EU economy is this year finally coming out of this very, very deep trough?
Yeah, I think many businesses, not only here in Korea, but also in
Back
Europe,
home, sure,
are asking the same question. Actually, I think in the recent month, we could see some signs of the EU economy to recover. And there is a prediction that EU economy will grow about 1.5 to 1.8% in the next 1 or 2 years. So I think, of course, I understand very well the Korean worries. The total export to the EU did decline by around 2.5%. If you look on only the trade volume between Korea and Germany, it's the other way around, because the trade between, or the export from Korea to Germany, they actually did increase for around 3.5%. So this only shows that there is a potential, and I'm very optimistic that Korea can recover quite soon.
Yeah. Let's move. We've been talking about business and economics. Let's move on to politics. Now, of course, Germany is seen as a benchmark for Korea, not just in the business sphere, but in the political sphere. You're a country which successfully reunified East and West. Currently in South Korea, there's a great deal of talk about reunifying with North Korea. I'm not sure what the background to this is, but certainly it's a big issue at present. Speaking big picture, what are the key issues which South Korea needs to think about when it comes to unification or reunification?
I mean, as you already mentioned, I was able to also see the reunification of the two parts of Germany.
Yeah.
Now looking at Korea, I know that there is a lot of discussion and especially a lot of worries what will happen in case of such a reunification here. In my personal opinion, I think the reunification for Korea is not an option, it is a must. Not only that we talk about the freedom of people, the well-being of people, it is also a big economical factor where the position of which will strengthen the position of Korea in Asia and even on in the world.
But has the German experience of unification been a uniquely happy one? Presumably there were significant bumps and barriers along the way.
I mean, this is really a unique case, and I'm not sure if there has been any case before where two countries were separated over 40 years with two political systems, and then they needed to reunify. So I'm not sure if it really Germany was able to plan the reunification.
It happened,
was
I think,
a process.
very, very suddenly.
And this is also what I would expect in Korea. This is you can prepare yourself, you can create funds, how you want to finance, you can collect experiences now. We can talk between Korea and Germany, what were our experiences and how could Korea potentially make it better. But at the end, it will be a very spontaneous action, and not so much planning, I'm sure, will be able to make it.
Korea does tend to surprise people, usually happily, but not always. Thomas, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for appearing on Bizline.
Thank you for having me, Andrew.
Modern people are busy and have a lot of work to do. This week's App of the Week is Memo Application Color Note. Now you can manage your schedule easily with a mobile phone rather than taking notes on paper. First, you draw up today's schedule and to-do list. Unlike other apps, this app enables you to classify items in 9 different colors. You can see all of the memos at once by selecting Widget on the home screen. Also, it enables you to put check marks on the screen so you can confirm completion of plans constantly. Aside from this, it enables you to search your memos with a word.
Here's a bit of fun. Change the angle of your smartphone and the angle of the picture on screen changes accordingly. Now, the technology which enables this is, of course, the gyroscope. And gyroscopes have been with us for quite a long time, but a whole range of new uses are currently being found for them. In today's world, gyroscope technology is being applied to a bike that won't fall down, to smartphones, to helicopter drones.
Auto rotation in a mobile phone, camera shake correction function, self-standing two-wheeler, unmanned aerial vehicle, the drones. Although they are different objects with different purposes, their core technology is the same. Let's take a look into what it is. A two-wheeler vehicle introduced by a Korean American on the media recently caused a big sensation. It is because the vehicle remains standing and in balance under any circumstances, even after a car crash. The technology applied here is also applied for auto-rotation in smartphones, and it is called gyroscope technology. So what is gyroscope? A gyroscope is a spinning wheel in which that maintains orientation. The axle of the spinning wheel keeps turning in constant directions, even when the outer disc takes a different angle. To find out gyroscope technology applied in our everyday lives more closely, we visited a university research center. This research center developed a quad-rotor autonomous aerial vehicle, which has applied gyroscope technology, and the scientists are busy conducting research.
네, 자이로스코프는 회전 각속도를 측정하는 센서입니다. 그래서 회전 운동체의 균형을 잡는 데 필수적인 역할을 하는 부품입니다. 이제 드론에서의 그 균형을 잡는 원리는 이제 회전 각속도가 발생하면 반대 방향으로 이제 보상을 시키기 위해서 이제 프로펠러의 회전 속도를 바꿔줌으로써 이제 균형을 계속 잡아주는 거죠. 그래서 우리가 마치 사람이 넘어지려고 하면은 뭐 발이 움직이면서 이제 균형을 잡듯이 이제 드론이 넘어지려고 하면 프로펠러의 속도를 가지고 균형을 잡는 것입니다. 그러니까 넘어지려는 순간을 누가 센싱해 주느냐? 그게 이제 자이로스코프가 센싱해 주는 거다.
A gyroscope sensor measures angular speed of the drone and provides feedback to the controlling system 100 times per second so that the drone can keep its balance without tilting. The flight has to be stable because it has to capture moving images on a camera. That is why gyroscope technology is essential.
네, 보시는 것과 같이 이 긴발이라고 불리는 영상 안정화 장치에도 이제 자이로스코프 센서가 탑재되고 있고요. 그다음에 지금 3 모션 테이블이라고 불리는 이 장치에서 드론의 움직임을 모사해주고 있으며 이제 동시에 이 외란을 어떻게 상세해 줄지를 자이로스코프 센서에서 측정을 한 후에 영상을 안정화시켜 주는데 이제 정보를 주게 됩니다.
The core technology in gyroscope sensors is accuracy in measuring angular speed. This university conducted balance control experiments utilizing various devices, including discs, to enhance accurate measurements.
그러니까 MEMS 자이로스코프는 이제 그 여러 가지 에라 요소가 있는데 그 에라 요소들이 굉장히 랜덤하게 드리프트한다는 아주 단점이 있습니다. 그래서 장비를 이용한 실험을 통해서 정밀하게 측정하고 해야지만이 이제 그 캘리브레이션하고 보상해 줄 수 있는 그런 방법이 될 수 있습니다. 저희가 그 자이로스코프를 아주 정밀한 테이블에 얹어서 그 아주 정확한 회전 각속도로 입력을 줬을 때 그냥 그 센서에서 출력되는 값이 얼마인가 서로 비교해 가면서 그걸 이제 정밀하게 저희가 보상을 해줄 수 있고 그것도 이제 각 다양한 온도 변화에 따라서 그 특성을 이제 저희가 찾아서 보상을 해줘야 됩니다.
Gyroscope was a very expensive system, but integration of its technology with the semiconductor processing technology resulted in MEMS gyroscope development and became closer to being used in our daily lives.
MEMS 기술과 접목이 됨으로써 이제 그게 소형화, 아주 저가격이 실현됨으로써 이 상용 커머셜 제품이 아주 본물처럼 터지면서 사용이 되기 시작한 거예요. 로봇에는 거의 다 들어가고 심지어 우리가 사용하는 휴대폰에도 들어가고 청소 로봇, 뭐 세그웨이, 드론은 물론이고요. 그래서 이런 것들이 이제 아주 파급이 너무 많이 된 거죠.
Another university in Daejeon, central South Korea, is also working on devices utilizing gyroscope technology. The core technology used in electric two-wheel vehicles, Huboe, is a small, inexpensive gyroscope.
보면 바퀴로 거꾸로 서 있습니다. 그래서 놓으면 저절로 쓰러지게 돼 있어요. 그래서 그것이 쓰러지지 않도록 중심을 잡아야 되는데 우리 사람이 하기가 굉장히 어렵습니다. 그런데 이것을 이 휴보웨이 스스로가 할 수 있게 하기 위해서는 사람의 전정기관이 하는 역할과 똑같은 역할을 해야 됩니다. 그렇게 하기 위한 측정 장치로서 가장 핵심적인 것이 이 자이로스코프, 여기서는 우리가 레이트 자이로라는 장치를 사용하고 있습니다.
Rate gyro applied in Huboe is a type of gyroscope that is the size of a human nail. It recognizes the direction and speed of the falling handle to keep the machine in balance. Not only in Huboe, but the technology is applied in Hubo, the humanoid robot. Rate gyro is installed on its joints for posture control.
지금 휴보의 배꼽 부위에 IMU라고 하는 센서가 있는데 이너시아 메저먼트 유닛이라는 센서인데 그거 안에 자이로, 레이트 자이로와 가속도계가 같이 들어가 있습니다. 그걸로 로봇의 자세를 측정해서 로봇이 걸을 때 또는 가만히 서 있을 때 넘어지지 않게 도와주는 역할을 하고 있습니다. 그 센서를 이용해서 저희가 자세 제어를 하고 있는 거죠.
By applying gyroscope technology on robots, the machine can move in smoother motions like a human. Gyroscope technology integrated with high technology is expected to open new doors beyond our imagination and in our everyday lives.
한 20년 전에는 그야말로 그거는 뭐 우주선에나 들어가고 아니면 정말 첨단 무기에 들어가는 장치였는데 이것이 기술이 발전하면서 이제 그 아주 MEMS라고 그러죠. 우리 아주 조그맣게 이제 가공할 수 있는 기술이 발전하면서 그다음에 또 그 진동형 자이로라는 것이 나오기 시작하면서부터 굉장히 널리 보급돼서 지금은 모든 운동을 제어하거나 운동과 관계되는 또 안정화를 필요한 모든 디바이스에 다 들어가 있고 앞으로 더 많은 곳에 또 더 많은 응용이 생겨날 거라고 생각합니다.
The gyroscope is being applied widely that affects our everyday life. And Korean scientists are continuing to discover ways to apply the gyroscope technology to make our life more convenient and interesting.
Technology has been developed. What it does is give your body a full scan, and in 1 second it produces an inch-perfect 3D avatar of you. But what is the point of this, you ask? Is this mere vanity? Actually, no. It's all about making online clothes shopping more effective, because with your 3D avatar, you can now get the perfect fit virtually. So welcome to 21st century tailoring.
Avatars have been seen only in the movies or games. But now, a newly developed technology enables shoppers to use three-dimensional avatars which resemble the actual appearance of human bodies to try clothes on. Let's meet Real Fit, a 3D virtual fitting technology. This is Electronics and Telecommunications Research Institute, or ETRI, in Daejeon. When the user stands in front of a screen sized about the height of an adult, the camera scans the body in just a second. It measures data on body parts such as height, length of arms and legs, as well as position of joints nearly in real time. Based on this, a person identical to the user appears in the screen. A personalized avatar that looks just like the user has been created.
지금 그 리얼핏에서는 3D 아바타라 하면은 디지털로 만들어진 자신의 분신이라고 이해하시면 되겠습니다. 그러면은 3D로 만들어져 있기 때문에 앞면, 옆면, 뒷면 모든 3D 자신의 신체 정보를 갖고 있습니다. 그게 리얼핏에서 갖고 있는 가장 큰 장점이라고 보시면 되시겠습니다. 기존 스캐너, 바디 스캐너가 많습니다만 그와 다르게 영상 처리를 통해서 3D 정보를 획득하는 방식을 취하고 있기 때문에 예를 들어서 몸통의 둘레, 팔의 두께, 그 다음에 어깨선 이런 부분도 정확하게 추출해낼 수 있는 게 기존 방식과의 큰 차별점이 되겠습니다.
When the user chooses a garment on the screen, the on-screen avatar puts on that garment. In accordance with the user's movement, the feeling of fluttering fabric is sent to the user as it is, while the parts jammed because of a tight size are marked red.
웹카메라에서는 실제 사용자가 움직이는 동작을 비디오 정보로 받아들이게 되고요. 키넥터에서 만들어진 아바타 동작과 아바타 외형을 내부의 데이터와 중첩시켜서 결합시킨 상태에서 보여줄 수 있기 때문에 기존의 통상적으로 이해하시는 증강현실 기술의 가장 3D 버전의 정밀하게 개발된 기술로 실제 있는 옷을 그대로 데이터 형식으로 그 윗 화면에 뿌려주기 때문에 사람들이 봤을 때는 거울의 형식을 빌어서 디지털로 가상적인 옷을 입어본다는 체험을 갖다가 유사 체험을 제공할 수 있게 되는 거죠.
If this technology is commercialized, it will create a sensation, particularly in online shopping. Office worker Hanarim usually enjoys buying clothes online. She frequently visits online shopping malls as they offer a variety of clothes at cheap prices. But she also frequently returns delivered items she doesn't like.
사진에서 보는 거랑 직접 받아보면은 화면 색상이 옷 색감도 다르고 이제 모델 핏이랑 제가 입어본 거랑은 좀 다르니까 이제 무엇보다도 사이즈가 제일 화면이랑 보는 거랑 제가 입은 거 너무 달라서 그런 건 불편해요.
In fact, About 60% of the items ordered online gets sent back. But once real fit technology is commercialized, online shopping is likely to expand even further.
이거를 집으로 만약에 보급을 시킨다고 하면 홈쇼핑 전에 이제 미리 한번 제 몸에 걸쳐보고 잘 어울리는지 이걸 가상으로 시뮬레이션을 해볼 수가 있습니다. 이 기술이 잘만 보급되면 이제 홈쇼핑에서의 그런 반품률을 획기적으로 낮출 수 있는 그런 기술이라고 할 수가 있습니다.
But isn't there a way to create an avatar more easily without using a camera or a scanner? A Korean company has developed a technology that creates personalized 3D avatars that look just like the user with only a 2D photo. If the user inserts a frontal face photo taken by any cameras, be it a smartphone or a disposable camera, to the computer, it automatically creates a 3D avatar face.
얼굴에 있는 특징점 21개를 이용해서요. 양쪽 끝점의 눈과 코끝, 이제 입에 있는 4가지 점, 얼굴 윤곽선 등인데요. 이제 사진을 찍게 되면 그 사진에서 이제 자동으로 디텍팅이 되고요. 그 점들을 기반으로 해서 얼굴을 생성하게 됩니다.
It is also easy to create a body avatar. If you enter several body sizes such as waist size, chest size, and shoulder length, an avatar which has a similar body size will be automatically created. If you don't know your body size, you can create an avatar of an average body type by speculating the size using the average body type database for Koreans. By dressing up the avatar created this way with clothes or accessories, you can preview the products if they will suit you or not without having to physically try them on. According to Mashable, an IT specialized firm, global e-commerce sales are likely to rise steadily to reach $1.86 trillion in 2016. As the e-commerce sales rise, demand for virtual fitting technology will also likely rise as it will help reduce product returns by consumers and also raise their satisfaction on the service level.
사용자에 대한 신체 특성은 물론 그 사람이 선호하는 색깔, 브랜드, 그 다음에 마케팅 정보에 적극적으로 활용할 수 있는 다양한 팩터들을 찾아낼 수 있기 때문에 상당히 폭넓게 사용할 수 있는 핵심 기술로 가정에서도 이제 자기 신체 정보를 활용해서 소비할 수 있는 시대를 열어가는 게 가장 상용화의 첫 단계를 열 수 있을 것으로 예상되고 있습니다.
With the development of 3D body measurement technology, virtual fitting is rapidly approaching us in the real world. Shoppers will be able to experience a new apparel shopping culture in the latter half of this year when the technology is slated to be commercialized.
In North Korea, there exist a number of pilgrimage locations, sacred sites that North Koreans must visit, and which foreign tourists are also strongly encouraged to visit. These would include Namgyongdae, the legendary birthplace of Kim Il-sung, and Gumsusan, the famous Palace of the Sun. But what is the big idea here? Why is North Korea creating these sacred sites?
To outsiders of North Korea, it was somewhat shocking to watch North Koreans hysterically sobbing and lamenting in front of the corpses of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il when the late leaders of the Hermit Kingdom deceased in 1994 and 2011, respectively. Even more surprisingly, the totalitarian regime now run by the third generation of Kim's, Kim Jong-un, has been trying to secure the late leaders' legacies as eternal leaders by preserving their embalmed bodies in the world's largest mausoleum dedicated to a communist leader.
정확한 숫자는 알 수 없지만 김일성의 동상과 김일성의 혁명 전적지와 사적지가 다른 나라보다 많다는 것은 확실한 것을 알고 있고, 또한 다른 나라 같은 경우는 세습을 하지 않기 때문에 개인과 관련된 혁명 전적지와 사적지가 그렇게 전국적으로 많이 분포되어 있거나 개수가 그렇게 많은 곳은 없다고 봐야겠죠.
Among those many places and monuments built across the north for the idolatry of the leadership and the Kim family, the Gumsusan Palace of the Sun is considered the most sacred place to North Koreans. and it is also known as the center for the 주체 philosophy of Kim Il-sung.
북한에서 금수산 태양궁전은 성지라고 할 수가 있고요. 북한 내에서 모든 이 혁명 전적지나 유적지와 관련된 시설물 중에서 최고의 권위를 가지고 있다고 할 수가 있고요. 그야말로 북한 주민들에게 있어서는 어떤 혁명적인 사상을 배우기 위한 참배지 역할을 하기도 하고 정신적인 지주와 같은 역할을 한다고 할 수가 있습니다.
먼저 김일성이 동상에 가게 돼 있거든요. 근데 그때 뭐 장백산 쪽에서 그 김일성 장군의 노래가 나와요. 그다음에 시체실에 들어가는데 그 통로에서 그때부터 벌써 그때 당시가 아마 주민들 통곡하던 그게 롱기로 나와요. 벌써 이 롱기로 쭉 나왔던 우리 말하자면 그 제사집에 갔을 때 사람들이 한쪽으로 울고 있던 저절로 이렇게 좀 심정이 울컥하잖아요. 그렇게 되죠.
There is another holy place where North Korea crafts the mythology of the late leaders to justify and enshrine the Kim family. The sacred revolutionary site in Mount Baekdu is where hundreds of thousands of North Koreans make pilgrimage every year.
백두산 중에서도 김일성과 김정일 두 사람 모두와 관련된 혁명 사적지가 있는데요. 거기는 그 백두산 미령이라고 하는 곳입니다. 그곳은 김일성이 활동을 하던 곳이고 거기서 김정일이 태어났기 때문에 그 혁명 전적지는 김일성에서 김정일 그리고 김정은으로 이어지는 이러한 세습의 정당성을 이야기하는 장소이기도 합니다.
Kim Il-sung was believed to have commanded anti-Japanese guerrillas from a secret camp in the site during Japan's invasion of Korea, and Kim Jong-il is said to have been born in a rustic house there in 1942.
대학생만 해도 이게 답사 행군이니까 그 가는 데를 저래 이렇게 무슨 운수단에 없어요. 걷게 만들어요. 이렇게 되니까 고르려면 힘들잖아요. 그러니까 서로 또 힘들면 하니까 서로 우애심도 발휘되고 그다음에 또 거기에 벌써 세수나 하려면 벌써 무슨 온수나 그런 조건이 없어요. 찬물에다 세수해야 되니까 벌써 그런 걸 느껴지죠. 아 이렇게 힘든 속에서 벌써 뭐 발산투쟁을 했구나. 그러니까 그런 것들 많이 느끼게 만들어요. 이게.
But some historians dispute such mythical claims about the Kims by North Korea, and many details are impossible to confirm. An revolutionary site may be another place North Korea exaggerates about the achievements of its dear leaders.
김정일 국방위원장 같은 경우에 이제 성군 정책 이런 것을 강조하면서도 이 전투나 전쟁과 관련된 이 경력이 없었기 때문에 특별히 이제 어운동이라고 하는 곳에서 그 이제 군사 야영 훈련을 갔었던 곳입니다. 그 지역에다가 이제 어운동 혁명 사적지를 만들어 놓고 북한은 굉장히 중요한 사적 중에 하나로 평가되고 있습니다.
A military training camp located in Eun-dong Ryongseong district in Pyongyang was developed as a historical place after Kim Jong-il stayed there for about 40 days during the summer of 1962.
북한에선 최고 지도자와 관련된 모든 것들이 다 일단 기념물이나 이런 걸로 우선 평가가 되고 있고요. 그래서 뭐 현지 지도자에서 앉았던 의자, 또 보아줬던 책, 뭐 이런 것들 전부 다 일화가 하나하나가 혁명 사적물로 이렇게 높이 평가가 되고 있습니다. 그러다 보니까 우리가 볼 때는 좀 뭐 의자, 뭐 방석, 펜, 뭐 이런 자질구레한 모든 것이 다 하나하나가 다 유적으로 평가를 하고 있습니다.
There are other must-see places in Pyongyang. Mangyongdae Native House, the birthplace of Kim Il-sung, and Mansudae Grand Monument, where 20-meter-high bronze statues of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il greet visitors.
결혼식을 끝나고 나서도 동상에 참배하는 것은 좀 의례가 되어 있고 어떤 중요한 행사들, 국경절이라든가 이런 행사도 있겠지만은 각종 무슨 단위 모임들을 같은 걸 할 때도 기본적으로 이런 화환을 바치는 곳이 당연하게 되어 있습니다. 그것은 북한의 도시계획법 자체가 이런 그 상징물들을 설립하게끔 의무화되어 있었고 그래서 주민들이 언제나 가까운 곳에서 바로 찾아가지고 경의를 표할 수 있게끔 하고 있고요.
북한사에서 벌써 뭐 영생탑 많이 건설한다, 동상 많이 건설한다. 이거 입밖에 그게 하나의 불평거리 말 못해. 그건 정치적으로 처벌되기 때문에. 그러니까 제 생각엔 아마 그런 것 같아요. 그러니까 우선이 그게 무서우니까 저리 입밖에 안 내는 사람들.
After Kim Jong-un took power, the youngest Kim's regime has been fervently building large-sized statues and monuments of his grandfather and father. This has coincided with the regime's move to use the memories of the late leaders to legitimize the youngest Kim's rule.
김정은이 지도자가 되는데 가장 큰 덕목은 김일성의 손자라는 것입니다. 때문에 얼굴의 유사성이라든지 행동의 유사성 이런 것들을 강조하는 것이고요. 그러면서 김정은의 활동에 대한 강조보다는 김일성과 김정일 그리고 김정은으로 이어지는 이러한 혁명 가족, 혁명가, 혁명 혈통 이러한 것들을 강화하는 것이죠. 그래서 김정은이 등장한 이후에 전국적으로 혁명 전통의 상징이라든지 이러한 것들을 더 많이 만들어내고 거기에 투자를 많이 하는 것이라고 볼 수 있습니다.
Last year, North Korea spent nearly $500 million to idolize and boast the leadership for 2 years since Kim Jong-un assumed power.
혁명사적이라고 하는 것은 단기간에 끝나는 것이 아니라 김일성 주석부터 시작해서 김정일 국방위원장 그리고 이제 김정은 제1부위원장으로 내려오면서 끊임없이 이어지고 있는 과정이기 때문에 김정은 시대에 들면서 새롭게 어떤 성지라든가 또는 새로운 이제 혁명사적지를 조성할 필요성이 제기가 될 시기가 됐다라고 할 수가 있고요. 김정은과 관련된 혁명사적지들이 이제 북한 내에서 다양하게 전국적으로 확대될 것으로 예상이 되고 있습니다.
With ongoing North Korea's efforts to justify the rule by the Kim family based on the Paektu bloodline, it shouldn't come as a surprise when the impoverished communist state names Mashik Ski Pass a historical site to extol Kim Jong-un's achievements.
And that's all we have time for on Bizline this week. But do join us again next week. We'll be taking a deep draft of carbonated water, a market that's growing 20 to 30% per year in Korea. We'll also be going all Sherlock Holmes as we investigate cyber forensics, the science behind restoring erased data from PCs and smartphones in order to solve crimes. So do tune in again next week. But that's it for now. I'm Andrew Salmon. This was Bizline. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.